Before we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, let's take a moment of silence to pray for two great lost souls from our community. We recently, in the past few weeks, lost Ted Jones, who is the Chief of Police here in Woodbury and also was a supervisor for a short period of time. I know that a lot of our men and women in blue here in our Woodbury Police Department are going through a lot right now, so let's say a prayer for him, and then also John O'Frail, who is on the cemetery board and has served a lot here in the town of Woodbury. He was in the police department with my father. I knew him personally, and he was just a great man. So after that, let's say the Pledge of Allegiance, and we'll take a moment of silence to remember them. Thank you. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Welcome to the town board meeting of December 19, 2024. For those of you who are visiting us for the first time, I'd like to introduce the board and the town clerk. Present here tonight, we have council member Brandon Clory.
Ho.
What do we say? Hold on.
Me too.
Next to him is council member Sandra Prigioni. Next is council member Robert Beckley. Next to him is deputy supervisor Teresa Longo. On my right is town clerk Nicole Young, and I am Kate Luciani, the town supervisor. Thank you everybody for attending the town board meeting tonight. Tonight we're going to start with presenting some awards. The town board wishes to acknowledge the following recipients for their service to Woodbury. We have Diane Marone. Diane, you are being recognized for your years of service on the beautification committee. Diane, the town board thanks you for your unwavering commitment and dedication from 2007 to 2023 as a member of the beautification committee. So Diane, would you like to come up and present you with your award? Thank you so much for all your service. Are we doing the first one with us?
Of course, good to next. Take a picture of my shoe. There we go. Beautification, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Maria, do you want to come up here since you're the chairperson and take a picture with us, with Diane?
No. Up there.
You're gonna have to just stay up there.
I'm gonna hide behind you. How's that?
Brandon will attest to the fact that I'm actually, in fact, a terrible picture taker, so my
Wonderful.
apologies ahead of
Say
time.
my
I'm
eyes.
sure
Yes,
Sandy
yes.
and
That's why you took 12?
Yes, exactly. I will
You
send
can hit the
it,
button.
have it edited.
Yeah.
I don't think
I feel like you guys should be racing.
Ladies first. Double check that you probably took the selfies.
Okay, sorry, I was like, just stand, because we're gonna keep getting up. Next, we have Robert Amsalone. You're here tonight because we wish to recognize you and your years of service on the beautification committee also, as your
to
term
go on
comes to
phone.
an end this December. Huh?
I have your phone instead of mine.
iPhone?
It's up there, she put her phone up there.
Oh, well, like, how did you get that? Thank you.
That's not my picture.
Robert, the town board thanks you and your 12 years of dedication and service as a member of the beautification committee. Thank you so much. What this means is we're losing great members. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, not congratulations for us.
Congratulations to you guys.
Okay, although we get, and you go
And then
in,
Maria, come.
jump in. Next.
My phone's back right
There you go.
you, Brad, she's gonna take yours next.
How you doing?
Brandon was in the picture.
Okay.
Alright, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wanna dance?
Oh, thank you.
Alright. And then next, we have Leslie Rose. This evening, the board wants to acknowledge the magnitude of years you have served this community on the Historical Society. Leslie, words cannot describe how much this town board appreciates your passion and service as an integral member of the town of Woodbury's Historical Society and as a town historian for so many years. Godspeed always.
Take it first and then do it here for school.
You got one.
Getting over.
There you go, Alex.
Take one and then Alex.
Did you get everybody in there?
Everyone is in.
I don't know, I don't think you got Brian in there.
No, he's here.
Brandon, sorry.
Good?
No, Alex,
You think I should get
Yes.
I don't think
That sounded like a challenge to me.
Oh, she's definitely.
I just wanted to get this.
you get a raise. Double raise.
Okay, now we'll open the floor to to the public for comments on agenda items only. Is there anyone who would like to touch upon any agenda items? Anybody in the first row? Thanks. Second row? Last row?
Just in case Robert and Diane wanna go home, I wanna thank them both for being there. Diane, I went back into my notes. May 4th was your first meeting with us in 2007. It was a great run. I mean, we were out there with Pete Stabile, if you remember that name, and we were crazy back then. Robert, you were in, I can read May 13th, 2012. You've been there. I don't know who's gonna be testing all the light bulbs between the two of us and the three of us, but I wanna thank both of you for your service. I mean, you almost had me beat with the service time there, so thank you both for being there.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to administrative business, acceptance of minutes. Can I have a motion and a second to accept the receipt of the minutes of the town board meeting held on December 5th, 2024?
Make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Approval of abstract. Nicole, can you please read abstract 24 for this meeting?
Abstract 24 contains vouchers 242107 through 242215, totaling $442,489.63.
Thank you, Nicole. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the abstract 24 as read?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Budget modifications. Nicole, can you please read the budget modifications to the 2024 budget prepared for this meeting?
Yes, we have a bunch, so bear with me. We have the supervisor's office increasing A 112445 meetings by $35 and A 1220.444 schools and dues by $35. Animal control, we are increasing A 3510.405 dog and cat supplies non-food by 2,000, A 3510.469 food supplies by $222.04, A 3510.406 cleaning supplies by 800, and we're decreasing A 3510.453 vehicle gas repairs by 800, A 3510-430 Terra and Neuter by 2,000, A 3510-200 Equipment by $222.04, and we're increasing A 3510-466 Expenditure of Donations by $920.24, and A 2706 Animal Control Donations by $920.24. We have Police Tactical increasing B 3120-447 Tactical Grant 21-24 by $587.74, and B 3389 State Aid Other Public Safety by $587.74. The Assessor's Office, we are increasing A 1355-466 Computer Software by $252.72, and decreasing A 1355-444 Schools and Dues by $252.72. The General Fund and Police, we're increasing A 1930-400 Judgment and Claims by $732.06, A 2404 Interest by $732.06, B 1930-400 Judgment and Claims by $733.08, B 2404 Interest by $773.08. And then the Justice Court, we're increasing A 1110-411 Office Supplies and Equipment by 1,000, and decreasing A 1110-430 Transportation and Travel by 1,000.
Thank you, Nicole. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the modifications to the 2024 budget as read and explained?
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Seconded. Next is the appointment of a full-time ACO, E. Peterson. Can I have a motion and a second to appoint Eric Peterson to a full-time animal control officer?
I make motions.
Wait, hold on, let me finish talking, sorry. Officer, January 6, 2025, that ups the hourly rate of $20.6708.
I'll make motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Next is the appointment of part-time ACO, E. Galicia. Can I have a motion and a second to appoint Allison Leon Galicia as the part-time animal dog control officer with the ups the hourly rate of $20.6708 and start date of January 6, 2025.
Make the motion.
I'll second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. And next is the appointment of part-time ACO S. McKevitt. Can I have a motion and a second to appoint Stephen McKevitt to be appointed as part-time animal dog control officer at the UPSI hourly rate of $20.6708 and start date of January 6, 2025.
I'll make a motion. Second.
Any discussion? Yep. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Next is the appointment of town historian A. Priskintes. I'm like, try really hard. Can I have a motion and a second to appoint Alex Priskintes as the new Town of Woodbury historian effective January 1st, 2025, earning an annual stipend of $3,770. I'll make the motion.
Second.
Everybody's fighting over it. It was between Rob and, yeah. Any discussion? I'll start. So we all kind of met before we started the meeting with Alex and Leslie, and Alex has been a huge asset here to the Woodbury Historical Society. I think everybody has seen all the things that have been coming out lately. It's really nice to have a young, energized person understand social media a lot more, because even we all struggle with that. To see somebody constantly putting out reminders, getting in touch with everybody, and bringing so much light and energy to our historical society. I feel like a lot of things, get lost, and especially with our younger generations, as to what's so important here in our community. And to have someone like Alex that knows so much about it, has the history, has the desire to, do so much and bring so much. I mean, I can't be more proud of the fact that he is going to step into this role, and I know he's going to do incredible things here for Woodbury, so I'm extremely honored for him to step into this role and, take on this position. So I thank you very much, Alex, for doing that.
Thank you.
You know?
Whoa, Brandon.
Uh, he's a very busy young man, and we're lucky to have him. And you know, I'm looking forward to everything that you have in store for the Historical Society. So thank you.
And thank you for all the help that you've given us as well as the town board as well. Thank you very much.
Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Congratulations and thank you. Can you get up and take a picture now, Alex?
Oh, of course. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, you gotta do it.
Yeah. Leave it to Victor.
Somebody blinked again.
He does a good job.
Don't get down. Get my picture.
So you made fun of me when I did with my camera, but now you want it with your camera, alright. Alright. Hold on a second, hold on. I don't think I got all of Brendan in that, hold on.
I'm gonna teach her to stand. I'm PJ. I know.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, next we're gonna move on to the appointments of the Parks Committee members. We have M. Valenti. And M. Matola. Can I have a motion and a second to appoint Michelle Valenti as the Parks and Rec Committee member with the term starting on January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2031?
Make motion. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Can I have a motion and a second to appoint Mark Matola as the Park and Rec Committee member with the term starting January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2030?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. There are no items under old business to discuss this week. We'll move on to new business. Authorize the supervisor to sign the renewal of CBIZ fixed asset report. Can I have a motion and a second to authorize myself to sign the renewal of the CBIZ fixed asset report and property value updating service for the calendar year of 2024 in the amount of $2,125 and one hard copy of the report for $300?
I'll make the motion. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Next is to authorize the supervisor to sign the renewal of PERMA. Can I have a motion and a second to authorize myself to sign the PERMA renewal for the Town of Woodbury Workers' Compensation Program effective January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025 in the annual amount of $113,831?
Make motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Next is the cancellation of the January 2nd, 2025 meeting. Can I have a motion and a second to discuss and vote on whether the town board will cancel the first town board meeting of the year scheduled January 2nd, 2025 and designate the January 16th meeting as a reorg town board session, in addition to adding an abstract meeting on 12/30/24 at 5 p.m. via GoTo.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
Are you all in favor of doing that? And then we'll do it through Zoom, we'll post it on the website at 5 p.m.
Go to.
Sorry. Good?
Yep.
Alright, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Next is the adoption of the Parks and Recreation rules and regulations. This item is going to be tabled, we'll hold off on that. And next we'll move on to department committee reports. The first department report is the supervisor's report. Nicole, please read the supervisor's report for November 2024.
The supervisor's report has receipts totaling $911,801.29 and disbursements totaling $2,865,149.30.
Thank you, Nicole. Can I have a motion and a second to accept the November 2024 supervisor's report as read?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. In addition, the following November 2024 reports were submitted from the town departments and various committees. The town clerk's report, animal control report, police and communications report, building and grounds report, Parks and Recreation Committee from November 19th, 2024, the library's director report, library board minutes from November 2024 meeting, beautification committee minutes from November 2024 meeting, and the budget versus actual report for the month of November 2024. Does anybody from the public have anything they would like to say? Again, we're limiting 5 minutes. We're gonna start with the first row. Anybody? Middle row?
Public comment?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you just sign in, because we don't know who you are.
Sure. Is this on or no?
You have to hold it down.
Yeah, there we go. All right. I don't know which hat I'm putting on, so I'm just gonna say Joanne Calori, Highland Mills. Most of you know, maybe, I'm also the Gatehouse Chair for the Historic Society. And I wanted to just take a quick moment to say thank you to Leslie for the wonderful years and for welcoming me. Gatehouse Chair was a little bit of can be an overwhelming task, and I appreciate all of your guidance, all of your kindness, all of your support through this and the transition. I also want to congratulate Alex.
Thank you.
It's a wonderful privilege and a pleasure to work hand in hand with you. At the Gatehouse as a committee chairperson, and as most of you know, the Gatehouse we had our soft opening for 2024. We had some events there, and we are looking forward to 2025 and having a lot more events to host, opening monthly, and are welcoming the public's comments, interest, ideas, and participation. So we always are looking for new Gatehouse members to come and give ideas and feedback and participate. So we welcome everybody, and looking forward to a wonderful 2025 with the Gatehouse and the Historic Society.
Thank you.
Anybody else in the middle row? Back row?
On December 5th, I had an interview with the
So
town.
just turn the microphone on, sorry.
On December 5th, I
It's
had.
not.
Is it on? I think you have to press the button and the light goes on the microphone.
There you go.
There you go.
On December the 5th, I had an interview with the Town of Woodbury Parks, the Town of Woodbury Board, for a position on the Parks Committee. I have a few questions for the board, then I'm going to read a statement. Were all 5 board members involved in voting whether or not I would be appointed as a committee member?
Yes.
Okay. Although I can foil it, I'd rather hear directly. How did each vote? For or, okay, you don't want to answer, that's fine, I'll foil it. Councilman Calori, were
It's
you?
not, I don't think it's foilable.
Okay, well.
Committee.
Councilman Calori, were you addressed by any other board member about how you carried yourself during the interview?
I don't know, was I addressed?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. My interview was to start at 6:20. I walked in at 6:17. Supervisor Luciani introduced all of the board members and paused when she got to Councilman Calori. A very awkward pause, a silence, and then introduced him. This set the tone for how my interview proceeded. Within a few minutes of my interview starting, Councilman Calori exited the room citing he was going outside because his wife was there. During his absence, the board questions about my involvement in the community, my ideas, future events, volunteering for parks. I answered all questions and shared about myself. Upon completing my interview, Councilman Calori entered the room and proceeded to be disruptive throughout the final moments of my interview. I was dumbfounded by the fact that he missed my interview and carried himself unprofessionally. What really validated my feelings was my conversation I had the following evening with Supervisor Luciani while I was volunteering for the Polar Express event at the race.
Supervisor Luciani approached me and the subject of my interview came up. I told her I was going to reach out to her, but was giving myself time to reflect on the events that occurred. She immediately responded, quote, Brandon's behavior, unquote. She continued and stated she had called 2 other board members after the meeting that evening and discussed how inappropriate his behavior was. First was her call, she said, to Councilwoman Luongo, where she stated they both agreed he was, quote, unquote, all over the place, and his, quote, ADHD, quote, was acting up. She then stated she called Councilwoman Capriglione and had a similar conversation. The fact that multiple board members not only witnessed but later discussed Councilman Calori's unprofessionalism, yet refrained from addressing him on this issue is disheartening and infuriating. And the fact that he was permitted to vote despite missing my entire interview is bizarre. As a resident that volunteers and applied for a volunteer position to be treated with such disregard and disrespect is alarming. In closing, my purpose for speaking today is to bring light to a common pattern I have noticed with this town board. Despite public displays of unity, this town board is dysfunctional. Board members undermine each other. Supervisor Luciani lacks the ability to address difficult issues directly. The interview process held by this board was disgraceful, and the process needs to be reevaluated to set forth professional expectations from all board members. I contacted Woodbury Town Clerk Nicole Young via email on 12/7/24. This was the day after my conversation with Supervisor Luciani on 12/6 at the Polar Express event. In my email, I asked for the process for filing a grievance against the town board, and I wanted it in writing why I was not chosen. Any threats, slander, or abuse of power used against me or any of my family members after said dates will be considered retaliation for me voicing my concerns, and I will respond accordingly. And I have a copy of my email if you want to see it, Nicole.
Thank you, I appreciate that, but what I find very ironic is the fact that when you did speak to me at the Polar Express, you were
Okay.
standing there with another person from the parks, and you left out the fact that you were cursing in front of children.
I did not curse in front of children.
You did, you absolutely
I
did.
absolutely did not curse.
Okay.
I
And
did
Michelle
not-
had to
I didn't ask-
re-correct, she had to
This is
correct
what
you.
She said,
Alright, we're gonna,
she absolutely said that didn't happen, and I'm not asking for any responses. I made a statement. I asked questions in the beginning, it's my statement,
Mhm.
that's the end of it.
Thank you
And
for
I
your
did
statement.
explain to you that
And
during,
that was
during
my
the
statement,
interview
I
process.
made my statement.
Okay, you spoke,
We're
I
allowed
can
to
speak now,
respond.
Okay,
I can speak now.
okay.
I explained to you when you spoke to me, I said to you that you were not the only person that he did that. There was ice left outside before a meeting. He got his wife to come with a shovel to put salt down, and you were not the only person. He did it with Mr. Matola. I said, Michelle, did he not do it with you?
He
She
did
said
not,
yes.
I was outside,
And
he did
you
not
claimed-
look out for
Okay.
any of the other interviews.
Supervisor Luciani, I'm more than able to speak to about it during board comment, thank you. I'll take care of it. Thank you.
Appreciate
I'm
it
sorry,
from us.
but I would like to finish,
Okay.
because, this whole situation was handled that night because of the fact of the inappropriate behavior. I actually took Joey aside, I took Martha aside,
I heard, I was
spoke
in
to
the
them
kitchen, I
back,
was in the kitchen.
in the back
I
room,
heard
about your inappropriate behavior in front of children
That
at
never
an event.
happened. That never
Okay, it
happened.
did, because there was pizza being served and children walking up and you cursed.
And I did not.
Yes, you did. You absolutely did, and then when Michelle corrected you, you said, okay, I said mother jumper. And
No,
that's what you said.
that's
And you,
not what
yes,
happened. And
yes,
I have-
it is. 100%, it
We
is.
have a,
You said that I recorded you, correct?
I said that you
So, are
carry a
you
voice
gonna-
recorder.
Yeah, because that doesn't happen. But if I
Okay.
did, then I would have you cursing at an event with
Well,
children.
you don't have me cursing.
Right.
So you saying I cursed
But
and
there's
there
other
be,
people there,
and
so I
having
find
no
it funny
witness
that.
is considered slander.
Yeah.
That is slander.
I'm just saying that,
That
you
it
know,
never
for you to come
happens.
up and make a statement and say that I said all these things that happened,
You did.
okay.
You did.
I told you you were not the only person that he was getting up, and because he was afraid of what
But
was going to
what I
happen before
stated
a
in
board
my,
meeting.
in my statement was that he left the room and was gone the entire
Janine, how did you
interview.
carry yourself when you came into the meeting? Can I ask you?
How did I carry myself?
Did you walk in here and introduce yourself?
I sat waiting for my meeting to start.
You did not introduce yourself. You sat in the middle row and you sat there. I had to introduce you, and I had to go
Okay.
down the line and say things. So
Okay.
that's how our entire interview went down. All right.
Okay. We can go back.
Okay.
You too. Keep well. Nice to see you. We got a few things that need to be done.
Just call me.
Any other comments from the back row?
Do you wanna finish?
No?
Testing. Ray Hernandez, Honey Mills, New York. Tomorrow, Friday, the Upper Room Youth Center, in conjunction with the Parks Department, we're throwing a Christmas party for the Upper Room teens as well as Woodbury teens, ages 13 to 18 years old at the community center. Famous DJ Burnick will be in the house playing some music. We're gonna have lots of food. Target donated $500 worth of gifts for the teenagers. So hopefully, once this goes on YouTube, the residents will see, and if you guys have teenagers between the age of 13 to 18, it's totally free. Come to the community center tomorrow. And it's from 6:30 to 10 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray.
Thank you. Anybody else in the back row? Committee? If everybody else is done, then we'll move on to committee.
Yeah, you had it by 10. Yeah.
Maria Hunter, Beautification Committee. Just an update, everyone has seen the 7 additional utility pole decorations on Smith Clove Road. I wanna thank Dan Lux and the Village Highway Department for, Dan put the electrical unit up, the highway put the brackets up, put the decorations up. The next day, Dan had the electrical inspector send me the report, which I forwarded on to Orange and Rockland. Orange and Rockland came out, I think that was that Thursday, it was raining or something, the weather's been nuts. But they hooked up those 7 and 3 others in Central Valley. The following week, we were able to get the Dan Lux and the Highway Department out again. They put up the last of the 10, because we had 20. Started from 3 in Central Valley, that's 3, and then 10 going northward. They're all up. I did get the final inspection report from the electrical inspector that Dan had to do. Submitted all that to Orange and Rockland. They were supposed to do it this week, weather permitting. But, and the big but, those 13 poles that are up and running with the electrical, we will not be putting up the decorations. It's too late in the season. The highway department is a little bit busy. And, Rob, you know what I'm talking about, with the weather, the rain, the snow, the sleet, everything else in between. And I really wanna thank the highway department, and I think you may have been one of them at the time. They were putting up these decorations in the pouring rain, the original 41 that we had, and I truly thank everyone that was involved in doing this, so thank you for that. And Robert and Diane, once again, thank you. I'll still call you Robert, we can still put all the light bulbs on this place. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Joey?
I'll wait about 5 minutes. Might fall into the sleep, I'll wait.
Just wanted to give the highway more kudos, I know Maria just did, but, if you guys see the vouchers that came, with the blacktopping, they saved us a ton of money. The highway, the town of Montgomery came down, so I just wanna thank them again. So, we saved some money on that, so, I just wanna give them a shout out, cause that was very nice of them to do that, and we're all done, and, so that was a good thing. We have a couple things left for the remainder of the year. On Saturday is the cookie demonstration with the families and kids, and then we have New Year's Eve for at the parks, which will be from 4 to 7, and we drop a ball at 7, so this way everybody go home and see the real ball if they can stay up that late, which I can't do anymore. But that's what, and then we'll start all over again in January. I wanna thank all the volunteers, everybody involved in the whole season, the town board, everybody. Not mention names, cause I'll forget somebody, and, but I wanna thank you, and we'll solve again in January. Thanks.
Thank you, Joey.
Thank you, Joey.
Alright, can we switch it up tonight?
Okay.
Deputy Supervisor Longo.
I wanna thank everyone for coming out tonight. I also want to say congrats to Alex again, and also congratulate Michelle and Mark on their appointments. Also want to thank Diane and Robert for all your years of service, it's greatly appreciated. I want to send out condolences to the Jones and O'Friel families. And just have a little bit of something to say about my first year in office. As I reflect on my first year in office, I am filled with gratitude and a sense of accomplishment. It has been a year of learning, growth, and meaningful collaboration. While the journey has been rewarding, it has also had its challenges, making the progress we achieved together all the more fulfilling. From working on grant applications to developing MOUs/MOAs and crafting a fiscally responsible budget, we've tackled significant projects together. Each step forward has been a team effort, and I deeply appreciate the dedication and hard work each of the board members has contributed to these successes. As 2025 approaches, I'm excited about the opportunities and possibilities that lie ahead. I'm confident that together we will continue to achieve great things. Thank you to everyone who has been a part of this journey and for the profound influence you've had on me. I look forward to all that we will accomplish in the year to come. And lastly, I just want to wish everyone a happy and safe holiday season, and we'll see you next year.
Councilmember Beckley.
My first few meetings, I'm still learning and observing, you know. Thank you, Diane and Robert, for all your time put into everything. Having worked under Leslie for a long time in my career, it's great to see Alex take over. Our community is still, I'm here for the best of Woodbury, village and town. And we're not doing anything without each other, volunteers and everything included. We're all here for each other to make this place better. I'm glad to be part of it, and hopefully I can learn what I can do to make it better for everybody.
Thank you. Councilmember Viglione.
Well, I echo everyone's sentiments on all the recipients of the awards tonight. Diane, I was on the committee many years ago on the beautification committee with you. Robert, I served on the planning board with you. You're both, you know, a real asset. I'm sorry that you both decided to retire, but I'm getting to that point too. On a different note, and it's hard during the holidays. Everyone wants to be joyful, but the holidays also bring a certain sadness to a majority, or not a majority, thank God it's not a majority, but a certain sect of individuals that suffer from depression or have lost family members during that time, and they struggle to get through the holidays. I am one of them, but I have family and friends that constantly check in, and it really makes a difference. And just this week, reading on Facebook about the young soldier in Monroe that committed suicide, it's really, it's breaking my heart, because I think of his daughter that will grow up now not having her father around. So I guess my message, I would hope that everyone will be able to celebrate the holidays in a special way, but try to look in on a neighbor or an elderly person, or if a friend or even a family member just seems a little bit off, just ask them if they're okay, because it could mean the difference between them being here tomorrow. So anyway, don't mean to cast a shadow on everything, but I hope everyone really does have a really beautiful holiday season.
Thank you, Sandy. Councilmember Glory.
Okay, so, just gonna address, I didn't actually write anything up for this meeting. It's gonna be, Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. But, yeah, so during those committee membership meetings, when we arrived, when the town board members arrived to the meeting, unfortunately, the parking lot here is not taken care of by either our buildings and grounds department or our highway department. If it was, I would have been here for the entireties of the meetings. It was a sheet of ice and snow. I have pictures to prove it, okay? So, during Mr. Matula's, interview, I called up my wife Joanne, and I said, babe, I need a big favor. And she said, what's that? I said, can you please bring a shovel and some snow melt over here? I don't need anyone falling and while you come to our meetings. We had a town board meeting, we had a meeting. She did, with our 8-year-old son in tow. Put him in the car, I forget what time it was, 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. And he came over here. While I was outside waiting for Joanne to arrive, I didn't have my glasses on, I saw the person that spoke tonight. And I said, hi, how you doing? I'm just waiting for Joanne, because of the size, please be careful, don't slip, it's a sheet of ice over here. Okay. Joanne didn't show up yet, so I figured I'd come back in and, start the interview process. I'm not gonna comment on it. Obviously, we selected the 2 people we did for a reason. But, during that time, Joanne did show up. And I went out, and I shoveled, and I iced, and, did more than what was done by the property managers. So, I missed part of Ms. Valenti's interview, and I believe on all occasions, I did excuse myself, and I did explain myself and what I was doing. So if that's unprofessional, or to make fun of a mental illness, ADHD, I guess I was being unprofessional. But what I was more concerned with was the safety of those attending our meetings. The elderly, the disabled. I even took the time after the meeting with Ms. Valenti to personally walk her up the handicap ramp so as to avoid the sheet of ice that was there. I don't know, maybe it's, for whatever reasons, I can only speculate. I feel bad, but I do not apologize for looking out for all Woodbury residents on that particular night. So now, I will say, Merry Christmas to all, a Happy Hanukkah, and we'll see you next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon. Town Clerk Young. Okay, so I have an announcement. I got a letter from the state police. There was a trooper that reached out to us, and he was asking for our assistance to put out this letter to the community. They're trying to recruit people for state police. I'll have us post this on our website, so if anybody's interested in taking a test or joining or learning anything about it, our state police is an incredible department, and I think it's, there's a lot of people out there who could be interested, so we'll be posting on the website for anybody who's interested, so I just wanted to bring that up. Just like everybody else had said, I appreciate, Diane and Robert and all your years, doing what you did for the beautification committee, along with Maria and everybody else. And then, Leslie, and I'm so excited for Alex. And, with that, I didn't know Ted Jones, personally. I've only heard stories from everybody in the police department, but like I said, I knew John personally. He worked in the police department with my father. And then on top of that, he was the lawyer for the closing of my house and stuff, and he was a great man. So they will both be missed. And I would love to wish everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, and a very healthy and happy New Year. So with that, I'll make a motion in a second to close the meeting.
Motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.